Getting your ITV. ITV is basically Inspection Técnica de Vehículos. My Spanish is not fantastic. But basically, what you have with a car here is this little stamp book. This is, as you can see, this is well worn, but it's a few years old. Every time you get a new ITV, they stamp it here, and they'll also give you a different coloured sticker for when you got your ITV done. For example, the one that's just expiring in the next few days is currently red. The new one we've just put on our windscreen is green, so that they can actually see when you approach a roadblock if your your ITV's expired or not. Now the other thing is, if it's a car, it only needs done once a year. If it's a commercial vehicle like ours, which is seen as a van, it's every 6 months. So hey ho, our first one was today, and what you need to do is take along this little book, which is actually inside out. I didn't put it in this state, by the way. It's the state we got it with the vehicle. But it's a little book, as you can see. It should be that way, but it's been stapled back to front just to make it easy for the guys to add the newest one on here. When you buy a car, it will have these. You know, this is for second-hand cars. The new ones, I believe, you don't have to get done for 4 years. Probably. I'll do another video. I want to double check on that. But for older cars, you've got to get it done every year, and it will actually give you the date it's due for inspection, as you can see here. Next one due 10th of the 6th 2016. So you take that along with you, and the other document you need, if you've just purchased it, you'll get one of these. One of these is basically, I've sent away my documents to get the equivalent of the logbook for the car. As such, one of these is produced instead. This is basically to say that I'm the owner of the vehicle, this is what the vehicle is, and I'm waiting for the documentation. What I'll do is I'll add this information in the notes, in the comments, so you know which one. So you either need your logbook or this. If you've already got the logbook, then it's no problem. But if you haven't, you need one of these, which is why you need to do all your tax or transfer, etc. first, because it will give you one of these when you basically hand your logbook in to be updated. You get given one of these just to replace the logbook until it arrives. These are only good up to 30 days. So you go in, arrive in the building, and the first thing they'll do is extract cash from you. Important note here, you don't have to book appointments. You just drive in. We arrived at about 10 a.m. We were out before 10:30. But you drive in, pay, costs about €59. I believe it's different for different size vehicles. We're in a 9-seater minibus, so it might be a bit cheaper for your car. And then we drive round to the lane, and they'll get you to do some of the work for them. For example, they'll get you to do all the checking the lights, indicators, pressing the brakes, that sort of stuff, and then they'll ask you to step out while they do the emissions and other bits and pieces. It only takes about 15-20 minutes, and basically that's it. The ITV will either pass or fail. If it's failed, they'll tell you what you need to get done, and you'll have to get it done and bring it straight back. I'll double check how long it takes, because I know in the UK there's a certain period you've got to return with the vehicle before it has to be retested. Because if you leave it too long, you have to retest it. I think it's the same in Spain. It might be 24 hours, but I'll put it down in the notes once I've confirmed that. But we were lucky today. Ours went straight through, which is why we now have our ITV for 6 months. And it produces a document like this. It's a very simple, plain document with all the bits and pieces on the back. Same as the MOT in the UK. I would say that it's not as in-depth as the UK, which is, well, in my case, I would say it's actually a good thing, because I think the UK has gone a bit mad. I know a friend of mine took his Volkswagen, Volkswagen Golf in, and it had what do you call it? It didn't fail the test. A recommendation in the UK, but it's actually part of the car. It's not something he's added. It's not nothing wrong with the car. It's actually part of the build from the factory. So it's down as it needs recommending removing, but it's actually part of physically the car. It's to do with the MOT guidelines, because they've gotten a bit too far in the UK. Spain's, I would say, a lot more lenient, and I think they use a lot more common sense here, because personally I think the onus should be on the person to maintain their car. It's like the brakes, the lights, it's blah blah blah. That is for the roadworthiness of driving the car. Other bits and pieces I think should be more stressed on the driver and the owner of the vehicle than needing to get an MOT, because I think that's what's happened in the UK though. People just do the MOT and they won't bother doing anything, because as long as it's past the MOT it's obviously okay, when they should actually be keeping the vehicle maintained to a fully roadworthy standard. Anyway, thanks for watching.